Welcome to the woods. It's freezing. -3 this morning. Cold day. But the sky's clear. And I've got a bit of a cold. Do you remember those seasonal things we used to get this time of year? A few sniffles, a bit of a sore throat. Nothing to worry about. And I was talking to a chap at work the other day about how in the olden days we used to deal with issues like this. And you'd get up in the morning and you'd have a bit of a runny nose and you'd think, looks like I've got a cold coming. And you'd get wrapped up and you'd go to work and you'd do your day's work. And there was rarely a time that it got that bad that you couldn't go to work. If it did get that bad, it was probably the flu or a really stinking cold. And you could make your own mind up. You'd say, no, I'm too ill to go to work. Somewhere along the line, this idea that if you've got a cold, maybe you shouldn't go to work, because it wouldn't be fair to pass on those germs to the people you're working with. A cold, something we all get, makes no difference. And it used to be that you were quite capable of making up your own mind if you were well enough to go to work or not. You didn't need the government or a whole battalion of scientists and statisticians to explain to you that you were probably too ill. And yet that's where we seem to be today. Incredible. And that's the information we receive today. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, which is only getting one side of a story, only getting one half of the information, and where that leads to. And not necessarily to do with what's been going on for the last 2 years, but overall in this country, definitely, there are certain people that you're not allowed to listen to, and you certainly shouldn't talk to them. And that's not really healthy. You see, I'll talk to anyone, regardless of their political leaning, be it left, middle or right. Noisy, aren't they? And I may agree with them, and I may disagree with them, and that's absolutely fine. But it's how you learn is by listening to opposing views, by listening to people that you don't agree with, by listening to all sides of the information. Without that, your knowledge is going to be very, very skewed. And if there's a group of people that's controlling that narrative, controlling what information you get, you can bet your bottom dollar it's going to be in their interest and not necessarily in yours. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I've recently done streams on other channels, and occasionally I get feedback from people saying maybe you shouldn't have spoken with this person or with that person, and I find it frustrating. I find it annoying. I like to be able to talk to anyone, as long as they can accept that I may disagree with them without flying into a rage, and as long as I can understand that they may disagree with me, then there's nothing wrong with talking to anyone. And what I tend to hear now is the crux of it, which is you shouldn't talk to these people because we don't like them. Really? Really? There should be nobody that tells you who you can and cannot listen to, talk to, discuss things with. Discourse is a way of avoiding confrontation. And if you're going to have confrontation, it's going to be with two people with opposing views. And if you shut down discord and discourse, you're left with very little option. So my message to those people who think that some people should be censored because they don't like them or they don't like their views is you're the people that should be talking to them. If you don't agree with what they've got to say, drop them a line. Debate it. Talk to them. Give them your point of view. If it holds water, who knows, you might change their mind. But be aware, if you're open-minded and after discussing it with you, their arguments hold water, are you prepared to change your mind? Because you should be. It's how we evolve. It's how we move forward. It's how we learn. It's how we formulate the people we become. Always look for the truth. And if people are hiding facts and hiding ideas and ideologies, find out why. Listen to those things. And you may very well disagree with them. And that's fine. But sometimes you might. So on that note, on this chilly day, listen to everyone and then make up your own mind. Don't listen to the people that tell you you shouldn't be listening to someone, you shouldn't be talking to someone. Those people have no right to be running your life. You're in charge of it. Have a good one, you lot. I'll speak to you soon.